never made... Oh, I can have vodka. I said no more whiskey. I never said no more vodka.
Is it 9 o'clock yet? Time to rope to bolt for me.
Just saying. Just saying.
Hey, you could do a lot of things.
If I had the money.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't have, money. So I can't do most things.
So I decided to start.
When did you decide to start?
Like 30 seconds ago.
Oh, well then you missed out on all the awesomest stuff that we talked about.
I know. But
You know, in fact, now that you're actually live, we're going to be so boring. If anyone's watching, just know this now. Jason is a terrible producer who never knows when to go live and when not to.
Usually when you go live...
Shots fired!
Usually when you go live, you have a schedule.
Okay.
And we have jumped around times.
What are you talking about? We don't have a schedule? The guys who are literally sitting down doing this for the second time don't have a schedule?
No, this is so far.
I'm more impressed that we're sitting here together. Think about that. I mean, no one's watching.
We're in two different places.
Well,
we're in two totally different locations.
We're missing out on a view right now because one person who, probably the only person who would watch, is actually hanging out with us right now.
In the room.
Maybe
in the room. You can even hear him.
Maybe.
The template of Robot Marshall himself,
Duke,
my boy, Marshall.
Duke may sign on every now and then and go, what the fuck?
How do people know you're on the air?
They don't.
Do you get a notification?
No, they'd have to subscribe. No one subscribes. You should text Al.
We actually have 10 subscribers. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably like Angela.
I'm pretty sure 3 of them are me. 3 of them are me.
Yeah, I was gonna say most of them are probably you.
One's Duke.
Yeah, you just be like, "Hey, everybody."
I don't know if Marshall. You said you don't.
He doesn't subscribe. He doesn't even know how to subscribe.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Marshall. That was rude of me.
It said subscribe.
You did it now, though, right?
No, I did it before.
Okay. So he was.
Notify me?
Who? Yeah, it should.
Okay.
YouTube's
all right.
fun.
Now that we're live, we can't be that chaotic.
No.
So we're not going to talk over each other about stuff that has no point. So Jason,
but nothing we really have to say.
You are producing this, so you're the moderator, right? You're running a successful podcast.
Oh, yes.
You have a successful live stream.
Good thing you brought that up.
Okay, so you have questions.
Yes, good thing you brought that up.
Okay, all right. I'm here. I'm nobody, but I'm here. So you produce away.
Good thing you brought that up. Any questions from the audience? Anything?
What's your podcast?
That was the worst. All right. So I think Brendan's alluding to, and I detested it, was the Alan. I can't say his last name.
Okay, first of all, we went to a Comic-Con this weekend in Philadelphia, the Fan Expo, and we. I don't know. I wandered around in the daze, but we did go to one. Interview, let's just say. Alan Tudyk from Firefly and Resident Alien.
Oh, well, he won.
And iRobot and Dodgeball. That's a big one that everyone remembers. And all of his voice acting and this and that.
And the movie with Sandra Bullock where she got sober.
There you go, 28 Days.
Oh, 20, okay.
Yeah, look, I should be this should be a game show. You should be asking me, what movie is Sandra Bullock in where she's in AA? And I would have been like 28 Days, and I would have won. It would have been awesome. But anyway, the story isn't that interesting. The interviewer sucked. It was a dude who ran a podcast. He asked him 2 or 3 questions. Alan Tudyk was obviously... not being given a lot, but he was handling it very well because he's really funny.
He did make it look. He did want to talk about more, and I feel like he's oddly struggled and kind of was put off by the fact that there was nothing. It was almost like
the guy wasn't asking him any questions.
No, there was no question. He just said, "Hey, come visit," and Alan Tudyk showed up and was like, "Okay, I'm here," and the guy goes, "You do things, you talk."
It's like no. It's my issue with most of this bullshit. Okay, it's this fandom thing where like ask interesting questions. I understand that for most people the interesting questions are about the property that they love or what do you think about this or that. That is not as engaging to that human being. So the best way to interview somebody is you always have to engage with them first. You have to get them interested in interacting and talking with you. You got to get them comfortable to start telling stories and things of that nature. If you want to lead the conversation, that's fine. If you want to pepper it every now and again with stuff like, hey, how did you feel about working with so-and-so? Or how did, like, tell us a story specifically about this, like, movie that you were working on. But you have to keep the subject engaged. Because if the subject isn't engaged, they start to get uncomfortable or they get quiet or something like that. And then the moderator throws their arms up and gives up and goes, does the audience have any questions? Does the audience want to do my job for me?
Well, the worst part is when there was a story that was alluded to that could have been interesting. Like, oh, let me ask you more about that. Let me find out more about what you think about sci-fi. And instead of doing that, it was like, oh, okay, anyway, we're going to take questions from the audience. There's no, like, reason for the moderator to be there. It was almost like you throw out on the stage and say, hey, bud, good luck. We're going to just ask questions from the audience. It was, and the guy, he said he had a podcast. And if that's the way you do an interview with, I mean, it wasn't like a lot of people out there, but still something that's special to some people. You really shouldn't have a podcast. I don't know what you do. I don't know.
Did he have like top 5 best baseball movies or something? That was something he brought up. It doesn't matter.
It's still.
Let's talk about something more interesting. Marshall, do you have any a subject that you're really fascinated about that you want 2 random idiots to wax poetically about?
Good question, Brendan. How about Micronauts?
Micronauts. Jason, do you have any opinion about... Did you ever have the toys? Read any of the comics?
I had the toys.
You actually have the toys?
Yeah.
Of Micronauts?
Yeah, I may still have them somewhere around here.
You sure you're not making that up?
Nope.
We should pause and you should go look for them. No, don't do that. Because I bet you won't find them.
That's a lot of...
I don't believe
it's either
here.
here or my parents' house because I have all my toys.
All right, that I believe.
I have my Ninja Turtles and all that stuff at my parents' house, but I do have a box of
Why don't you have them
random
here,
stuff
man? You should put them up. It'd be cool. They should be in the background. Be like Teenage Ninja Turtles just hanging out in the background.
I mean,
you know,
it was one of those things that I just have too much stuff floating around.
Okay.
That it was.
Because you would have been like super young, super young.
I have a lot.
Like by the time that Micronauts was like not being sold in stores.
That was Faroid with Time Chamber.
Do you have any way to like pop that image up on the screen? Because like we're literally.
You relax there,
right,
buddy.
I'm just saying, as producer,
you don't have to.
You shouldn't have your talent.
You don't have to
give you producing suggestions.
Sir, I'm busy. I'm working on it.
Marshall, who are those characters that no one else can see but us right now? That's
I believe it's Faroid with the Time Chamber, a time traveler.
Oh, the Time Chamber! Oh my god, I totally forgot about it. It's the big Sphinx coffin.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was a Micronauts toy?
Yeah.
Oh, I had that.
And next to the Sphinx-like time chamber was a time traveler.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I'm not sure.
Hey, Marshall. Marshall, how old were you when you first got... Like, what was the first Micronauts toy you got?
I received the Biotron gigantic figure where you could plug one of the mini Micronauts into his chest.
Okay.
And it was motorized.
All right. What year was that?
Oh, God.
1982?
No.
81? Later than that?
I think it was the 70s.
The 70s. You're right. Micronauts predates the comic, right?
It does.
What year did
a few years.
What year did the Micronauts #1 come out?
I don't know, but I can look it up.
Ooh.
All right. But I would think, I kind of hope that somebody was passionate about.
Sorry, I don't have an encyclopedic knowledge.
Nobody here does. All right, just so we're clear. All right, there's a real low bar that we're all meeting, and
I'm gonna have to.
We're not really meeting it.
How to load stuff up on the fly.
Okay, so here we go. All right, this is the great thing. This is why no one should be. It's good that we have 0 views and no one's watching right now, because this is how we experiment.
But you know
Because like, what's the production values if not Jason popping up an image
there's no,
of the thing that we are literally talking about?
There's no production value.
I have an answer, folks.
Yes.
The toy line was manufactured by Mego from 1976 to 1980.
Okay, all right. So 76 to 80, and the comic book was 81, or the comic book was 80, right?
I believe.
Didn't the comic book come out like right near the end of the toy line? Because no one was still like Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars was 77, like with the toys and everything, but it still wasn't like an industry standard at that point to keep the property going as long as the toy line was going.
Interestingly enough, the core of the design's articulation and modeling of the Micronauts was based on and licensed from the Microman toy line created by the company Takara in 1974.
Thank you, Wikipedia. I am familiar with it being based off of the Japanese toy line Microman. You know, like most American toy lines, based off of some re-articulated Japanese toy line. You should all probably put the microphone much closer to Marshall than to me.
because he actually...
Because you can hear me no matter where we are in the room.
Outside, inside, anywhere.
Yeah, like, it's come on multiple times now.
But I think this conversation kind of leads to a general question for the two of you that you might be able to answer. What was your favorite childhood toy, and why?
My favorite.
I don't have one. That's why.
That's such a
ridiculous.
I can't.
It's a ridiculous question.
I'll give you.
How can I answer that?
You answered it the other day.
No, I can't answer it. It's insane.
My favorite childhood toy line, I could give you that.
That works.
The Transformers were my favorite toy line because there's always something you could do with them. If you can fight, you can change them into cars and birds and stuff.
Right.
Because I like the pterodactyl
Don't look
guy.
at me. Look at the camera.
You know what's a great
Why am I talking
segue?
to the camera?
You know what's a great segue about a question about what's your favorite first toy? How did you lose your virginity, Jason?
Brendan's being Brendan now. See, you're worse derailer than I am.
What are you talking about? I'm not a derailer. I'm the one who keeps it going.
I don't see where you answered the question.
I don't see how I can't. What kind of strange?
What kind of a question is?
All right, I'm going to answer for Brendan. Brendan's favorite toy growing up.
You don't know this.
Was the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier.
No, that was not the question you asked. The question that you asked with the G.I. Joe carrier was the idea that if you could have any toy from your childhood, not toy line, not favorite, anything like that, it was just if you could have one piece back in your life, it was the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier.
So why wouldn't you have that as your most favorite then?
Yeah.
No, because
Like
she's asking what my favorite toy line is. Well, I don't know if G.I. Joe was my favorite toy line because there was He-Man, there was Transformers.
Yeah, but you didn't jump.
There
and
was
say,
Star Wars.
No, you didn't jump and say, I really want to get the Optimus Prime truck again. You said specifically, I want that aircraft carrier.
Yeah, because I was special. Because no one else I've ever met in my entire life has ever had the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. So you MFers have no idea of the joy
that I never
of
had
owning
and
it being literally bigger than you as a child.
I'll
when
tell
you
you
laid
this,
next to it.
I had friends that had that, and we knew.
Didn't.
I had one friend that had that, and
friends, use plural. And
so
all I had to do was push back to you a little
I
bit,
had one friend,
and you immediately gave up.
I had one friend that had the aircraft carrier.
Okay.
Matt, and I had one friend that had the Castle Grayskull.
Yeah.
And that was Ryan.
And I had all.
So they see. That's disgusting.
No, we had
disgusting.
We had a different childhood. No,
we had different childhood.
You had loving parents who stayed together and raised you, even though maybe they couldn't give you everything that you thought you deserved. I had a let's call it a difficult childhood.
An issue.
But in some weird quirk of fate, I seemed to get every toy that was ever created from like 1977 to like 1992. You know, people tried to buy love, buy favor. You know, and so every now and again, your connected to some kind of criminal enterprise godfather who ran a bunch of delis on the shore to curry favor with your corrupt father, bought you a G.I. Joe aircraft carrier for some, I don't know, Easter, birthday, Christmas.
Do you really think they're all bought? Do you think a couple fell off the truck?
Maybe. It's very possible. It's very, okay, honestly, it is extremely possible. I'm pretty sure the Terror Dome came from off the truck somewhere in like Wayne, New Jersey.
Some poor kid's waking up for his Christmas present and it's not even there.
I'm not putting anything past anybody. How about that? That's all I can say. All right, I don't know. But I'll tell you this: it doesn't bring you happiness, folks. No. It doesn't bring you happiness.
I actually had to go to I would go to my friend's house and play like computer games and stuff because I never really had a computer as a kid, and I felt bad at one point because one of my friends, like, I didn't really he was not my friend, but it was like, man, he's got
but he had the cool toys.
He's got the stuff going on. I get it. And I feel like his parents even knew that was the case, and they're like, oh, we just keep buying him nice stuff because we need him to hang out with people. You know, he can't get out of the house. He's not going to get out of the house, so we have to do.
I had a neighbor, like a neighbor buddy. This was back in like Voorhees in New Jersey at Sturbridge Lakes back in like 1986, 87. Nintendo is like the newest thing, okay? And this is right before I start moving from hotel to hotel to hotel. Yeah, it's awesome.
Fun.
Can't wait to tell the story. But anyway, so I would go over to this like neighbor friend who I couldn't stand. He was such a little dick. He was like one of those like dork nerds that you'll have a lot in common with, and like at first it'll seem like you're about to be friends until you realize how insecure and evil and angry and controlling they actually are. They're like the worst. They're like the Elon Musk kind of nerds.
Like the kind of kid that kills their hamster.
Yeah.
Says, I don't know how the hamster
The kid
died.
will definitely, absolutely. He definitely poisoned some of your like, Tostino pizza rolls on a sleepover, But anyway, this kid had every effing Nintendo game that was produced. His father bought just every Nintendo game. It was the Sega Master System before the Genesis, so it was like the Nintendo version of Sega. Every game, and I would go over because, like, my mother would like get me like an Agatha Christie novel and a G.I. Joe, but she's like, "Wait, you want me to spend $50 in some game where a paperboy throws? Go get a paperboy job, you little idiot!"
Get out of the house.
So I go over to this friend's house and I play all of his like video games and all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? That father went to jail for embezzlement and tax fraud. So that little shite head, there's a reason why he had all those Nintendo games and Sega games and stuff like that. It's because his
Then too were really expensive.
Everything was expensive. Are you kidding me? It was all expensive.
It was crazy expensive.
That's why you would go to Crazy Eddie's, because they would like take like $5 off.
They didn't have Crazy Eddie's by me.
Oh yeah, you were up in North Jersey.
Yeah,
Crazy Eddie's more like a Philly thing.
That's more like down here kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had,
It's like Foreman Mills.
Yeah, we had the
Burlington Coat Factory.
Oh, yeah, we had a Burlington Coat Factory.
But it moved up from Burlington, New Jersey.
Oh yeah. We had there was a place I used to go to called Comics and Cards, and it was like a little shack, and that's where we got our comics and cards from. And they started selling video games. It was like the Lucy's that, who knows whose house they got this from, if somebody stole it and sold it for comics and stuff. Yeah. And that was where we used to go all the time. You couldn't walk there. It was like one of those places that...
Those were always the best shops to go to that you could walk to. As a kid, like when you're like so limited.
Yeah, it's not down the road, but it was far enough and close enough at the same time that nobody's parents were like, "Where the hell did you go?" But
I'll tell you, man, I was definitely the latchkey generation when no parent ever asked where we went.
Oh,
they were like, "We're lucky little monsters. Just don't bother me. I'm trying to have an afternoon affair."
Just don't get arrested. If you do, don't call me.
I caught my buddy and I. We caught his mom having an affair.
Oh, that's always fun.
It was on like a random Tuesday or Wednesday in the afternoon, and I guess she didn't think that we were gonna spend the whole. I don't know why we came back to the house. Maybe we were hungry, thirsty, or whatever. And there were these weird noises going on, and like I was exposed a little bit too early to like certain kinds of ideas, and I was like, "Yo, was your mom having sex? And we were like 8, and so we like snuck upstairs, and and she was riding this guy, and I was like, that's not your dad.
How did he react?
I'm assuming not well.
I gotta be honest. I don't know how much I remember how he. Like, I think he just. I had this like strange, almost sad memory that he was like, it's normal. Like it was almost like the parents.
That's
like,
just a normal thing.
Yeah, maybe it was a normal thing, and it just
Mom
wasn't
has
normal.
a lot of visitors.
Yeah, and it just wasn't normal to me at that. Like I was just like, oh my god, like.
Mom was making some bank.
I had.
Well, no, nothing like that. But maybe like there was an arrangement, or maybe like I don't know. And again, this wasn't like some like one of the greatest friends ever. It was like a neighborhood kid I would hang out with or something like that. It's like no different than I have a lot of vague memory stories of hanging out with certain kids, and I have no idea like why did I know that kid? Like why was I at this person's house? Like what? Like I have no idea the context. I mean, there's a lot of like intimate experiences I had. I was like, why was I at that girl's house? Like, why did we watch The Howling together by ourselves? Oh no, I know exactly why. Because my father would exercise his visitation rights. He would take me, and he would take me to some woman's house that he was banging, and he would leave me, usually with her daughter, who was always a couple years older than me, and then we would sit in a room together, and we'd watch horror movies, and the girls would kind of get closer. And then at some point, the girl would like look at me and be like, "You want to make out?" And I'd be like, "Oh, okay, sure," And then my father would come home and be like, "Get laid?" And I was like, "What's laid? I don't even understand. What are you talking about?" And we would go home and he'd be like, "Don't tell your mother about this."
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, no, I mean it's insane. Like when the whole podcast should be. Let me just tell stories of my father.
That's gonna. That's what's going to degrade. That's going to degrade to. Well, I mean,
language alert.
That's going to be what it's going to degrade to one day.
No, hey, the Fat Jack show almost always that became like a running gag of like a show that we're not allowed to talk about because it doesn't exist. This is this fresh idea concept. We're an entirely new wrestling promotion. And we all don't come from an older wrestling promotion, so there's no history. We were all born like the great big cosmic fart 2 weeks ago.
All I know is that promotion you're talking about,
you don't have to take shots. We don't take shots because it's anyway. So the running gag was at what point do you think Brendan's going to bring up his father?
See, that's
it happened like every show, and I gotta be honest, I didn't mean for it to happen. It just did, especially around Al. Al has that way of bringing.
Well,
Al brings out the crazy in me.
Al pokes the bear a little bit.
Jason brings out the frustrated in me. Marshall brings out the stop mothering me, Mom.
Leave me the hell alone.
But Al brings out the crazy in me. Angela brings out the I want to protect and love everybody.
Aww.
And Duke brings out the confusion.
No, Duke brings out the... I'm like, he's drunk. You want to talk about a tell?
That was...
You want to talk about a tell? Duke has tells.
Duke
has real tells.
The finger pointing, man.
I agree with everything I barely heard you just say.
Everything was hysterical. Again, it was hysterical, but everything was... He's probably watching this going, man, these guys...
He's not watching. No one's watching this.
Well, there's one person.
Yeah, it's probably Marshall on his phone or you on your phone.
No, it's not me.
All right, well, whoever's watching, I mean, thank you. I don't understand.
Comment in the chat.
Then again, if it was Duke, he would also put...
Yeah,
he would be like, what's up, guys? And nobody said anything.
But, whoever wants to just do it, because, honestly, this isn't this is... Okay, this is my biggest issue. All right, so...
Oh, wait. Brendan has an issue, everybody.
No, because the message is the medium, okay? That's the whole Marshall McLuhan concept and everything like that, and it really rings true. And again, let's be a live stream, it's a fascinating artistic and creative medium, the live stream and all that kind of stuff. Yet at the same time, you're creating something that can't always be experienced in the moment. So the medium can't always define its value or its form or its function based upon who can watch it in the moment. It also has to carry that concept of something that anyone could watch with a semi-timeless variable to it. Now, that's why most podcasts are actually not as improvisational as a lot of people think they are.
None of them are.
They are highly scripted.
Very
and most
scripted.
live stream shows, even with chats, are also highly scripted.
Well, even I'm even gonna go back to radio calls.
Okay,
All those radio calls, they're all scripted. All those people, not all those people, a lot of the people calling in to
Or
like
they're-
Opie and Anthony back in the day.
Or they're curated.
All curated, yes. They
Well,
all have.
I've actually been a participant on several radio shows
Okay.
in my life, and I didn't have anything scripted.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not
but
saying everybody.
From the cuff.
I'm not
But it
saying
was
everybody.
recorded before they went live, right?
It was on a 10-second delay.
Of course.
But-
so they can always just cut you out.
They could if you said something inappropriate.
But
sure.
it's not even just that. It's also they have people that start the ball rolling on a topic that they want to go to. So it's not like
Oh, you mean like
it's-
how 24/7 news networks go, this and this and this has been reported, and then 2 hours later they go, we're hearing a lot of reports about this and this and this happening.
you were literally the ones that just
Your
reported
network
that.
literally came up with the story.
This
And-
is just like all
Anyway, sorry.
those
People are easily manipulated. Just
No,
let
it's
me
not
just let me just be honest.
It's not. I wouldn't say.
We consume media like we're freaking.
I wouldn't say easily
Cows
manipulated.
and
I would
grass.
say it's more of a there's not that it's hard to talk off the cuff, because it is, but sometimes the things that seem very fluid are not as real actual fluidity as it seems. They are fabricated. There's somebody's putting their finger on the pulse and saying, we're gonna talk about this, and this is where you guys want to go, and this is what we're gonna do. So if somebody called in right now, it's like, hey guys, tell me about this. That would be a good segue to something else, because I'm done.
I want to know who the mystery viewer is.
I don't. It'll embarrass me.
Can we ask them to comment?
No.
It's me. It's me.
I'm
I'm,
not-
sorry, guys. I'm admitting
Not
it.
gonna
It's
sit
me.
here, not gonna sit here all day and wonder.
I have real. No. How long
But,
have you
like-
even been doing this?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
but-
matter. Okay. All right.
So just
Because all I know is that everybody just gets on the fucking internet. So sorry, YouTube. Everyone gets on the effing internet and just farts out their buttholes about all of their stupid opinions. Who cares? We're not giving anything constructive. Again, if you're going to create art, if you're going to create something constructive and communicate to an audience, you need to give something to them.
it's hard to do that.
But like, what are we giving? What are we giving? Like, what's the value? Like, no, again, if the value is us just hanging out and BSing, dude, I am all for it. I will do this. We can do this multiple nights.
Thanks for tuning in the show, everybody.
But like, yeah, like, why does anyone show up and expect entertainment?
You can't sit there. How are you gonna sit there and spend time complaining about it when you're the
I'm
one
complaining that
that's
we're not
supposed
good enough.
You're great.
No, see, you're kind.
watched
No,
the last
I'm
podcast.
challenging Jason and me. We weren't even able to put up an image of some random stupid toys from the internet. We weren't even able to do that. We spent like 15 minutes talking about something that nobody can see. And people are just looking at these two idiots with like the worst lighting. One has an awesome like composition frame behind them. The other one is like existing in this like, I don't know, like college bathroom. You know, I mean,
Maybe Jason has some more trading cards we can open.
God help me. God
are
help
you
me.
regretting?
Every second.
regretting
every second. This is
You're
gonna.
like, what was I thinking?
This is gonna be.
What a waste of my life.
I could be sleeping right now.
You could be sleeping. Hey man, in
I
almost,
could be
in almost
taking
all
it now.
situations, I would say you should be sleeping.
I got pizza in me and.
Nice. I got pizza in me too. Yeah. You know, but again, like, what do we like?
I could be back at the shop.
What's the conversation though that is like engage us? If no one was watching right now, what would we want to talk about?
Well, I would ask you if you ever stole anything as a child.
Always, yes, tons. Yeah, I stole books from Borders, Barnes and Noble. I stole pins from Green Lee in Voorhees, New Jersey. I stole candy. I stole action figures from KB. I don't know. Come for me.
I stole.
If I'm just being real honest, the amount of books I stole from Porter's.
How would you take?
I'm talking thousands of dollars.
I was going to say.
Well, they're out of business, so you're.
Well, that's why. That's why.
And the funny thing was, the trick that I used in every Borders even worked in the Borders in London. I stole so many books from the Borders in London.
I had a friend that used to steal the golf clubs from Dick's.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've ever tried to steal a golf club, but they're very hard to get in your pants, up the shirt, and over the shoulder.
I stole comics.
I stole the
comics.
only times I ever stole as a child and adult.
Oh shit! Have I stolen way more than the two of you?
No.
I stole one of my friends growing up. I was like maybe 11.
Okay.
I stole his issue of Flash 270.
I stole toys from kids.
The Death
Yeah.
of Iris Allen.
Okay. All right.
I stole that.
You stole that. Took it.
And then he called up crying, wanting his comic book back.
you were like, I didn't steal it.
And I was like, I didn't take that.
Listen, but
Take it.
You never had that book.
I
That's
never
been
took
mine.
it.
At least your collection. I don't have a collection.
Yeah. What's a comic book? I've never heard of it.
I don't.
Who's the Flash?
I'm illiterate. I cannot read.
Oh no, I stole. I stole a lot. Yeah, I stole a shit ton as a kid.
I mean,
and not even just a kid, a teenager.
I think everybody had that point as well, a kid and maybe a teenager, where it's like,
yeah, but
I could get away with it.
Like I stole like existential philosophy novels.
It's such a weird thing to do.
I stole a book about electroshock therapy. I stole a book about abnormal child psychology. I stole a book on like writing structure techniques. I stole an art book.
Do you know what they say is the #1 most stolen book?
I do not.
The Bible.
Who cares? What is the Bible? I've never heard of it before. What's the Bible?
It's a ridiculous fan fiction.
Okay, are there multiple versions of it?
Yeah, everybody has their own fan fiction version.
There's
What's the real version?
It's
the real version?
Oh, the New Testament.
The New Testament is a sequel to the original.
Oh, okay. Did they ever combine the two into one book? Into a big omnibus? Big deluxe edition hardcover?
Well, no. Because there's also, depending on where you are, there are different variations and variants that go around.
This book sounds stupid.
It does.
Okay.
It really. It's.
All-Star Superman sounds much better than whatever this thing we're talking about is.
It pretty much is. You know what? No, it kind of is.
Of course, Superman is superhero Christ. That's because Christ is a sun god myth in the same way that Superman is. Osiris, Buddha. It's all about going to the greatest aspect of human experience, dying, and then being reborn. What does that sound like? I don't know. The setting and rising of the fucking sun? Boom! Sun god myth. But it's okay.
Jesus was
God wrote it.
Jesus was no.
Idiots.
Oh, yeah.
Idiots. Sky Daddy. F your Sky Daddy.
Sky Daddy.
Fools. You're fools. Get some critical thinking skills, okay? Yo, have your personal faith. That's fine. It's all well and good, man. If it makes you a better human being, it makes you a loving, compassionate human being, then believe in Xenu or reptiles or whatever the hell you want. But the moment you're a hateful, judgmental person, F your Sky Daddy. You're bullshit.
So far we lost podcasters. We lost.
All right, whatever, man. We lost everybody.
We've lost book retailers.
Sure, whatever.
Comic book shops are no longer allowing you in because they know you're going to try stealing from them.
No, I mean, I've been stolen in
Well, I didn't say you would steal. I said try to.
It's called a misspent youth, a la a very sensitive, smart little sad boy that everyone put all the responsibility and pressure on.
You had parents that sound like they would have given you everything. Why did you still feel the need to steal? Like, do you feel like they would have never?
Because they weren't buying me comic books.
Oh, okay. Well, shit, I was really hoping for like some more like, no, because
my appetite was unsatiable.
Oh,
Like I was never gonna get enough reading and watching movies. Like, oh my god, do you know how many movies? Like, okay, real quick, I would get dropped off at the 16 theater multiplex on a Sunday or Saturday morning, like right before the very first show. And I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the show, and then I'm gonna like walk to a friend's house. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that. And then I might like make it back to the movie later, and then maybe you can come pick me up. But there's a payphone, so we'll all work it out. This is the '90s, and I would go to that first movie, and then I would skip to the next movie, and the next movie, and the next movie, and then on a Sunday, especially during the summer, I would see at least 5 movies before I would get picked up. So yeah, so I stole from Hollywood too. Yeah, I stole from Hollywood. Where's the FBI? Come and get me.
Everybody
Who
stole from
hasn't
Hollywood.
done that?
Yeah.
I like when they used to have the thing. If you can't download a car, would you download a car and steal it? I'm like,
Stupid.
yes,
Such
absolutely.
stupidity.
If I could download a car,
pay craftsmen more. Pay union members more. Stop making everyone else feel like, oh, you're stealing money out of some worker's pocket. No, I'm stealing money out of the stupid studio's pocket.
It's hard
and
for
the
them.
studio can go.
It's hard for them to do that now, especially the fact that they've already turned around and said, "Hey, this AI thing is great. We don't have to pay anybody."
Yes, they don't want to pay anybody.
Well, they don't. Well, no,
they don't want to pay anybody for anything. Trust me, as someone who used to do freelance art, you know what no one wants to pay for? Art. No one ever wants to pay for art. They'll make you jump through every hoop you could possibly imagine. But the moment that you produce everything they wanted, the moment you're like, okay, great, I did it. Can you pay me? And they're like, pay you for what? What? You probably really enjoyed yourself. You know, staying up for like 3 days straight so you can produce this original piece of art that you're gonna give them and all this kind of stuff, and then you're gonna spend the next 2 years chasing them down to just get you pay you. And by the way, by the time you actually chase them down, by the time you get the courts involved, you'll only get 1/3 of what you're actually owed. It is awful. It's BS. So I'm gonna steal from
And we just lost our artist.
We just lost the art.
Just lost the artist crowd.
What are you talking about? No.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
We lost the
people
movie
that want
studios.
The people that want to purchase. Oh.
No, we lost the movie studio. We didn't lose the artists.
You know
no,
what?
I'm speaking for the artists.
There's some.
If you're an artist out there, how hard is it to get paid for anything? Unless your name is already established, they come to you specifically not for your art, but just to be able to say that it's your art. That's the only reason they're paying you
that's
for
how
it.
they tell you that you're going to be established is by giving me free art.
Always.
So you could get recognition because it's free for me, and I'll.
And
tell
the other
them
thing
you
is,
did
like,
it.
I bet you had a really wonderful time making the painting. It's so much fun. It's so much more fun than playing on Excel. It's so much more fun than, like, I don't know, buying short stocks on a meme stock so you can, like, own the whatever on the, like,
The bitcoins?
I hate people, man. Humanity. Ugh.
Yeah.
Marshall, I'm spiraling, brother.
You are.
Yeah, he is.
This is baloney.
You know, I just thought I have stolen one other product.
Oh, thank you.
I used to steal music.
Oh, yeah, I still
Back
see
in the
these.
Napster days.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That doesn't count. No, that doesn't count.
Did you also breathe oxygen and
You
spell
have to. You have to physically put something on your body and then escape from the physical environment.
You had to go
that
FYE.
is specifically made.
You go to FYE
you not to
and
escape.
you steal.
That's
from
stealing.
them. That's something different.
Yeah, that's
You know,
poser.
I've
You're a
never
tourist.
done that outside of my friend's comic book, but I've had nightmares that I've been caught for stealing at like a Borders.
She's like, every girl I hung out with in like middle school or like high school, all they did was like steal. They were like Lispy Winona Ryder and just steal. And they did, and they were good at it. I helped them. Except the one time my friend stole a tick toy from KB Toys, and he comes up to me and he's like, run. And I was like, why? And then suddenly I realized he's running away with something under his shirt. And I was like, oh my God. My friend just stole something and didn't even let me in on the plan. And so I go running off. But I'm unprepared. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go.
Where are we going?
And suddenly, this hand falls on my shoulder, and I'm like, F. I am effed. And he pulls me aside, and he goes, give up what you stole. And I was like, I didn't steal it. And he's like, I saw you steal it. And I was like, no, my friend did. And he's like, tell me who your friend is. And I was like, no. And so he was like, you're in trouble. And I was like, well,
okay.
I guess I am. Nothing actually came of it.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
you had no merchandise on.
because I had no merchandise on me. He was trying to intimidate. But still, my friend, I was like,
Once
no.
once you cross that
You gotta
threshold,
let your partner in crime know. They have to be able to consent to what is about to happen. Because if you walk up to me, if Jason walked up to me right now and he's like, yo, I'm gonna steal this Carnage figure from 1995 so I can put it in my weird, expensive
And let's
Carnage
just say as a caveat,
shrine.
Jason would never do such a
No, never. But he came up to me and I could look at Jason and be like, yo, Jason, I don't want to help you in this endeavor. So from this point forward, until we meet up later for a drink, I'm going to pretend I don't know you. And so now, don't walk up to me and don't talk to me anymore. Or I can say, yo, Jason, that sounds like an awesome idea. And I want to do everything in my power to help you get away with this. At least I have the choice. At least I have the choice.
Here's where I think were wrong. You were the fall guy. You had no say in it because he already knew he would run faster than you and you would get caught and he would be away. That's
He
a
could've
bad
run
friend.
faster than me.
Wait,
No,
that was a bad
he
friend.
let me in on the paradigm in a moment where I didn't have a chance.
He knew you were going to get screwed. He knew he's good. You were the slowest man running away from a crocodile.
You're being very offensive.
I'm telling you, your friend was
not only 14-year-old Brendan's long legs and speed.
No.
But to his
I didn't say that.
lifelong friendship
That
with Marshall.
Was it you?
It was not me.
No,
I never liked
that friend. That friend was not a real friend. That friend basically, hey, we're gonna go hit this crocodile in the snout. And the second he said that, he's hitting it in the snout and running away.
That's right.
You were supposed to get caught. You were the fall guy. You were the one that was going to get caught.
Well, it's okay. And you know what I did? I did what I always did when I was younger. I talked my way out of everything. So good at talking my way out. So good at it.
It's a little hard when you're in your 40s.
You know,
like, no, buddy.
No, that's not true. That's not true. The issue is, I realized I had a talent that was morally and ethically reprehensible, and that was a talent for manipulating people and situations. But it never made me feel good. So why would I cultivate a talent like that? And it's why I'm so self-aware, and I'm so bothered by others who try to manipulate and bully and influence others in manners that benefit only one person, a la the manipulator or the bully. That's my issue. Because I've been poisoned.
Here's what I want to know. Did your friendship end that day?
No.
Oh, so you were able to overlook
No,
this
our
offense.
friendship ended for like every reason my friendships ended. Some girl wanted me and not my friend. Boom. Friendship over. Sorry. It's just that's the insecurity of men. Men suck. Like, I would actually in some ways it would be fun to be a gay man, but in other ways we kinda suck because men suck. Men really do suck.
They really do.
They really do. Like, men suck. Like, we've been so broken by the patriarch. Like, this, like, ideal father that doesn't exist because all fathers are broken little babies in the same way that they raise broken little babies. And we all, like, when the term toxic masculinity was created and a lot of man babies got upset by that term, it's because they could taste that. They could smell it already. Because you already know you're not as badass as you think you are. You're not as secure as you think you are. Guess what? You're also afraid of dying. You're also afraid of being lonely. You're also afraid of being vulnerable. And yet, you grow up in a society that tells you, you just keep that all to yourself. You just dominate and hurt others, and then all will be good in the world. Because trust me, you'll probably make money from it. Anyway, so Jason, you can come back now. I'm done ranting.
I want to see if I was able to do that where I could just vanish and let you do your thing.
You should. That's the visual moment.
I want to see if it actually
That's the visual moment where Jason goes, I don't
creep off into the corner and be like, this is now the Brendan hour.
What's up with Brendan? It's just again. We have no structure. Like when we did the lives, like when we did this thing prior, this BC thing, kind of like there was a spine. Like the one good thing was you could always like move back to this like trying to like sell a comic book or like. It's why it always bothered me not being allowed to just, if you want to digress and have a conversation and a debate for like a half hour or 45 minutes, it should be, especially if you're doing a 3-4 hour show, you should have every right to like drift into that. Now
that's way too long to have somebody say, to do what you had to do without being able to say, you know what, I'm going to change gears, we're going to talk about something else, we're going to have a laugh or whatever, because you can't just listen to somebody do the same thing over and over.
Let the books marinate. Now, if someone pops up into the chat or in the view, and they're like, and you're talking about something, you're in a role, but they're like, hey, what's that book in the background?
Tell me more about that.
There's no harm in being like, yo, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a pause. And we're going to prioritize this beautiful person who just took time out of their day to come in and hang out and interact with us.
Yeah, because there's going to be something somebody's going to learn, somebody's going to experience, and somebody's going to turn around and say, wow, I didn't know that. That was really interesting. Or you know what? Maybe nobody says any of that. No, maybe everybody's like, oh, get back to the books. You can only look at that for so long. Nobody can pay attention to the same thing over 3 minutes. Like 3 minutes is just stagnant is bad.
Why do most people watch most shit?
Because
I actually have an answer, and no one ever answers this.
As far as what, like most?
Why do most people reach out for any kind of entertainment? Like just to listen to people talk, or to listen. Like sometimes people will say, "Oh, it's for information, it's for entertainment," blah blah. My argument will always go: it's a deeper impulse.
It's for connection.
It's because we feel alone and we want to connect to something outside of ourselves.
I mean,
and sometimes just listening to two idiots rant and rave makes you feel for a moment that you're not alone. Mm-hmm. That like I think that I'm not even saying podcasts or something to be mine, but the reason why podcast as a medium has withstood, is primarily because people have parasocial relationships with those podcasts. They just want to feel that they're not alone and that their interests are not separate or myopic, that there are others that share in that idea and concept.
It's not only that, but they also sometimes they also feel they have a voice, because you have people that are like, oh, I knew that, and let me tell you about something I know, where it's a little bit more engaging. People could kind of go back and forth. But when you're doing something where it is just, hey, this is what this is, this is what this is, this is what this is, there's no back and forth. There's no reason for somebody to sit down and go, I learned, or I understood, or I feel like I'm part of something. It's
a one-dimensional...
It's a spreadsheet.
It's a one-dimensional function. That's the issue.
Yeah.
And that's why, inevitably, I understand everyone likes to make fun of me, and I get in my moods and all that kind of shit. But it's why I argue about the...
Very, very often.
But it's why I argue about the creative form and function of why do any of this baloney. Because it's one-dimensional. If you just like back in the day when you would just do a live stream for 4 or 5 hours and you would just try to sell people books, if you weren't allowed to do anything but sell those books, it has a myopic, one-dimensional kind of form and function, which is limiting. Because once you move past... There's a reason why variety shows became such a prevalent medium in American entertainment. Because whether people realize it, obviously people are very addicted to familiar and status quos and nostalgia and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, there is so much proof that we long for variety. We long for, like, just look at the way that we eat and the way that we create dishes. The fact that you can have like a meat and a potato and a salad, like it's the sum of the parts are more important than, you know, the parts themselves. And I think a lot of people long for that. And I think in our entertainment, we also long for that.
Yeah. And I feel like with something with podcasting and stuff, you do have the ability, again, for the audience member to chime in and feel like they're engaged and, like, giving part of it too, that they're part of it also.
Yeah, like even comment section. That's what comment sections were always in theory about.
If you go to YouTube, it
as
has
long as,
live and top chat.
Yeah.
Like,
and they probably push that kind of stuff a lot more than anything else. The problem is obviously then you get your trolls and you get your little demons and you get your poltergeists. But that's life. That's life. You always gotta deal with those crappy portions of humanity with their small little phalluses and their tiny little buttholes and their weak little spongy, like, dry minds and their shriveled little Grinch hearts.
He was onto something for a while there, wasn't he?
The only way that they feel better about themselves is when they tear others down. Yeah, which is pretty much the internet.
Some people are just jerks.
Yeah, I know, but they become the loudest effers in the room.
Well, I mean, because...
Which is why I always said, as long as I'm helping and defending somebody from the loudest MFer in the room, then I'm proud to be the loudest MFer in the room.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why they're loud is because they're drowned out by people that...
jamokes, jabronis.
Well, because they're drowned out by people that actually don't care about what they say, so they have to be loud enough to...
You know what we miss in this society, this pre-internet society? Shame. You should be shamed for your terrible theories about life and humanity.
If you ever go to Instagram and doom scroll through, and that's so enjoyable. Well, because it keeps people there. It keeps people from leaving because you're like, oh my god, how bad could this really get? And you go through and you're like, wow, I felt I was dumb before, but I can see there's a lot dumber people out there. Like, I am not as stupid as I thought I was. What? I don't know.
Yo, Fat Jack's New Jersey was closed because Mike was attacked?
No, what?
What?
Yeah, that's like Seth just sent. Did you get the text?
From
Seth? You wouldn't have got it. You wouldn't have.
I did. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, like, I guess someone complained about, like, I guess Fat Jack's New Jersey being closed.
Is this breaking news we should have live?
This is breaking news.
Yeah, like Jeff Mazza, whoever that is. I know who it is.
That's the guy.
Yeah, I know who it is. Who cares? It was. Mike the owner was attacked and was in the hospital. This is why Fat Jack's New Jersey was closed. Thankfully, he is home and doing better. What?
Oh my god.
How? Where? What happened? Stupid YouTube. I need another beer. Or vodka. Vodka.
What happened?
No, it's not a story. It's not a story.
It just says he was attacked and was in the hospital.
Yeah, it's not an article. It's just somebody like that Jeff guy. I gotta be careful using people's name. You know, sorry. No, I haven't used any last names, so I don't care. So anyway, one character said that another character who I care more about got hurt, and that was why something that embarrassed the first character who I couldn't care about. It's his excuse why something happened that was embarrassing. So my real concern is the second character who I do care about is how they're doing.
Is Mike okay?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Because it's all... This is the problem with social media. Yes, it gives a lot of information immediately. It's right there at our fingertips, and yet there's no context.
No.
So much of it is...
It's sparse information.
It's flawed. It's flawed information.
You have no idea what's actually true and what's not true.
Yeah,
and it's
have fun. Keep everybody entertained. See what it's like without me.
I know what it's like without
Well,
him.
it's a lot quieter without
you. A lot quieter. I could actually hear myself speak.
I know.
Anyway, what was your thought about the Fan Expo this weekend? What did you think? He's busy.
You know, I thought I only went for the one day, as you know, for several hours.
Yep.
And I was surprised by the increased number of comic vendors this year.
There was a lot more than there was last year.
Absolutely.
I mean, by a lot, I don't want to say a lot because a lot sounds like there was a lot last time. There was probably like 3 people last time.
I would
This
guess
time
there were
there's-
like 8 or 9 vendors.
Really? You thought there was that much?
I do. Because
Oh.
some of them were like tabled next to another vendor, so it looked like it was one table.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was
they
two separate
did
sellers.
they did spread it out a little bit better, but I feel like they did a better job of putting the same things in the same location
They did.
instead
I
of
agree
like
with
I like spreading it out and having like, okay, you have more of a diverse spreading, but at the same time you really can't do that all the time. You need to have more of a, a section off part where
Uh-oh,
they
the hair is
sometimes
down.
they sometimes it's been down for a while. They sometimes have like, you go to this section and you know that's what you're gonna get there. You go to this section, you know that's what you're gonna get there. So they did a decent job with that, which was nice. But I still feel like it is a lot of, it's very mixed. Like, we don't have a comic book convention anymore. The Wizard World's gone. We don't have Keystone. That's done. So there's no like specific for comic books. Even the comic book ones are becoming more movie, more TV than comic books. It's not like you go and you see 20 vendors and they all have their shops and they're all selling their books. You don't really see that. It's weird and unfortunate.
I was also very surprised by how many people had dice.
Yeah, there was a lot of like D&D and dice.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them were. I'm assuming they were made their
What
own
is he doing?
dice.
Yeah, let's talk more about dice, fellas.
You look like the dog from
Yeah.
the Grinch that stole Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
Like he
really does.
That hair looks like the dog from Grinch that stole Christmas. What was that dog's name? I
What's
don't know.
up?
But
What's up?
yeah,
That should be the
thought,
guy who's not talking as much. Look it up.
I thought it was.
Oh, is that me?
No,
Alright,
he's Marshall's looking at it.
hold on.
I feel like it was okay this year, except for the horrible podcaster. He was
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was bad. Like we only saw
No, well-
we only saw one show, okay? And who knows?
In-
Maybe he was like weirdly intimidated by Alan
in
Tudyk
my defense,
because he's like, I came out to you.
It was the same
when
guy-
you got
it-
stabbed with the metal penis that was the rod in Serenity, and you died, and I cried and came at the same time.
it was the same guy that did Back to the Future, though.
Okay, and you sucked.
Oh, he's bad.
Really sucked.
And like, it was that Back to the Future.
I gotta be honest, dude. I couldn't believe how fast you and I bounced.
Oh no!
We
it was
I
bad.
was so like, cause you were like, we're gonna leave the moment, and then he said it, but it was so early when he said it, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to bounce.
I feel
and I
like-
was like, and there was a pause. I was like, okay, maybe Jason isn't, and then you were up, and I was like, no, we are definitely bouncing.
I was
This
up and
is
already
over.
gone. I'm pretty sure people thought we were going to the mics, and that wasn't the
Oh
case.
no, we
It
went
was not
the
the case.
opposite. And
I was-
people, so many people were standing immediately when they realized we were getting up and leaving, ran for our seats. They were like, "Let's get those seats."
I was done.
You're like, over
I don't want to hear, like, I don't know. I feel bad because, people have their questions, and it's the one time you may be able to ask that person a question. My thing is, I don't care about your question. I probably don't care.
No, again, like, the issue is like, it's like if someone walked up, if every question was someone walking up and telling someone who doesn't know you your dream, and then you have an audience sitting behind you also who don't know you listening to your dream.
Yeah.
It's not entertaining. I'm sorry. Like, just because they give you an open mic doesn't mean you have anything to say.
Yeah.
And more often than not, people just walk up there and they don't ask questions.
Let
They're
me-
just like, oh my god, when I watched this, when I was this, and it made me do this.
Ma-
It's like, all right, fine.
Max, let me
Write a
interject.
memoir.
Max, let me interject. So,
Max. Yes, Max was the name of the Grinch's dog.
Nice.
Oh, see now, I felt like it would have been funnier if nobody knew. Anyway, so,
No, I'm the researcher.
So-
on the
I know
side here.
that's why I said hold on. Anyway, but no, like last year I saw Sam Raimi, and one of the guys that came up. I mean, the room was like maybe 15 people, but one of the guys that, during the Q&A, he did that whole thing where he tried selling his directing abilities, and he's like, Sam, I need somebody like you to sell my directorial debut.
Instead of asking a question, he's trying to get a job.
It was such a dirty thing, and I feel like not that everybody does that, but I feel like a lot of people do those kind of things. It's kind of the same thing where somebody wants a photograph with some random person in cosplay. I don't know why.
Okay, just so we're clear, the fact that at cons you have to put out big, huge signs that say cosplay is not consent.
Yeah, well,
is that not telling?
That's
oh, that is rough.
Well, I mean, I'm happy. It was at least it's not like
it sucks.
There was a period of time.
When I say sucks, I mean it doesn't suck for the people who want to just grow cosplayers. I mean it sucks that we're at a point where you have to remind people that just because let's be honest, it's not men. If a woman is wearing a sexy anime costume, you do not have the right to go up and grope her ass while you're kind of taking a photo with her.
I mean, I'm just happy that we've gotten to the point where most, if not all, the people going to these kind of conventions actually do shower the night before, or at least
use
that day.
deodorant.
You did bring it up.
It because years ago, it was a struggle to go to these things because people are disgusting,
stinky,
and en masse, and being socially awkward does not help. It's kind of it was bad. It was bad. This
on that note,
recently it's been great.
What a great episode. We're what else do we have to? Because how long do we want to do this? Where it becomes a hey, this is all inside baseball, people.
We do need a time.
Because we did an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, but we're
was it an hour and 15 minutes of value?
Yes.
We
Marshall,
can't listen to you. I'm
Marshall,
sorry. Like we've already decided
Marshall,
anything you say, we're taking with a very big grain of salt.
I've decided that you're an impartial.
You're an enabler. You're an enabler is what it boils down to.
Well, I was fascinated by what Marvel Masterpiece card.
Well, we're not doing that right now. Unless
Jason was going to.
Do you guys want to give me trivia? You want to challenge me? You want to play this new segment that we're coming out with? Can Marshall or Jason stump Brendan with comic book or movie trivia?
We know the answer isn't.
Or pop culture trivia, or not all pop culture. I don't know anything about Taylor Swift except the Fall Guy joke was really funny.
I gotta see that movie.
Dude, Fall Guy's great. Everyone go see Fall Guy. If you miss having fun just going to the movies and like watching awesome stunts and like watching two beautiful people have awesome charisma and like doing a relationship that feels kind of representational in a Hollywood kind of way. Like if it feels like it's a 1989 like feel good movie, go see The Fall Guy. It is so good.
I do really want to see it.
It's so good. It's just so good. It's just
You know what else?
And by the way, real quick though, Ryan Gosling is so much better looking than Aaron Taylor Johnson, and yet Ryan Gosling is supposed to be the ugly stuntman to the actor played by Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I think that may be a tongue-in-cheek thing.
No, of course it's a joke. Of course it's a joke. In fact, there's so many jokes in that like if you are very, very ingrained in like Hollywood lore and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Going back to movies, how was Night with the Devil? No.
Late Night
with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil.
It was good.
Excellent.
Because that's streaming on, I think, Paramount now.
Shudder.
Shudder, is it?
It's on Shudder.
Oh, my dad has Shudder. Well, maybe I will. Because apparently that's gotten rave reviews, and now it's out on Blu-ray.
All right, let me ask a question.
So they buy it.
At what point do you go from 2 viewers to 0? Where you decide that?
Well, when you tell everybody what time do you want to wrap it up, and they go, okay, they're done.
I have a comic book trivia.
So we can start over. We can start a second.
Oh no! Somebody came back.
Is it Marshall?
I'm not.
We're not.
All right, then give me trivia. Give me trivia.
What?
I desperately want to put.
All right.
Okay, real quick. Who wants a game show?
Nobody.
No. I want a game show. So you know what's going to get me to show up every week? Let's do a game show. All right, Marshall, go.
Question.
Be loud.
Question.
It's diminishing returns.
What issue, what book, what issue, and what year was Domino's first appearance?
Okay, New Mutants number 98
No.
in... Oh, yeah, it is in
You're already
98.
wrong.
It's right, 'cause it's 100.
It's not.
No, was she introduced in 99?
That wasn't really Domino.
You're
Oh,
ruining
yeah,
the
we're going to play
question.
that stupid game, so it's like X-Force number 11.
Well, wait a second. Oh, it's a
with a
game
real-
show. I can't chime in.
X-Force number 11.
Yeah, I know.
Wait.
You're playing trick. No, we're already starting with tricks.
No, I asked you when did Domino
So
first appear?
obviously, when I realized that, like, 'cause Jason's all like, "Oh, Brendan's already wrong because he doesn't even realize."
But
it's
you
really
ultimately
not,
guessed the right issue.
because it's the first appearance. Yeah, because I'm not an idiot. I knew it was Domino. It was X-Force 11 with
I
real
feel like
Domino.
this is more about
It's not
self-gratification.
a copycat cat. Whatever that
It's
idiot's
not
name was.
Vanessa.
All right, do another one.
Another
Let's
one.
do Jason versus Brendan. Now it's really
No,
Jason
you know
versus
that's not
Brendan.
gonna be.
No, this is what people.
Are you just mad I got something right
This,
and you did?
this is what the 1.5 people who are watching want.
1.5.
They want to see Jason and Brendan fight it.
I made that go away so you can't see how many people are viewing, so you can't use that as excuse to.
Because it really fucks with
to
me.
think
It
about- I know it does.
really F's with me.
I know it
hate
does.
that kind of.
Okay.
Because then it creates this like weird like what am I supposed to do? Like
Jason,
put a
here's
hat on
your
a hat on a
question.
hat?
Here's your question. What is Domino's real name?
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. What is it, Marshall? Terrible question, Marshall.
It's a great question that you didn't know the answer
We don't know
to.
the answer. Tell us what the answer
The
is.
answer is Nina Thurman.
Ew, what a terrible
That's
name.
an ugly
That's a
name.
terrible name. Who the heck is Nina Thurman? Oh, that
Nina.
poor woman. All right, ask
was
a
it- wait,
cool
what was the
question.
character
Why,
created?
you in
Nina-
the X-Force wiki?
Nina's such a
You in the
old
Rob
person name.
Liefeld wiki? Come on. What the hell?
I don't know what to ask.
Ask a good question.
I mean, at least he's
Literally type in, give me 100 trivia questions about Marvel Comics Bronze Age. The internet will give you some, trust me. Okay, the internet gives a platform for a lot of morons. But yet every now and again someone comes up with a fun list or question or recipe for food.
But you know what? I've noticed, we were talking about this before, when somebody is wrong about something and you can't correct them, and I've seen a lot of these questions, like these are the top trivia questions about this, and I read it, I'm like, that's not right. That is wrong, and there's no way you can correct it. They just...
Yo, by the way, Fall Guy has a big psychedelic scene in it where he sees a unicorn the entire time. That's how you know he's really messed up.
You ruined the movie for me.
And I'm the... No, it's not a spoiler. Oh my god, are you like, you a baby? Do you want me to tell you the ending? Everything works out.
Oh, man!
Yeah. Remember when I told you that it's fun and it's like old school Hollywood and it'll be like a film?
Anyway, read the question.
Guess what? The guy who created John Wick also had a dog in a movie, and guess what? No matter how much it teases that the dog might die, the dog ain't dying. The dog ain't dying.
In what?
In the Fall Guy.
Oh,
Trust
I
me.
thought you said-
Trust me.
I
When
thought
the
you were
dog
talking about
shows
John
up,
Wick.
you'll be very happy. You'll be very happy. The dog is awesome. Unlike that Anatomy of the Fall movie. Oof. You want to talk about my mom and dad having the divorce. Woo! That dog was like a Shogun lived instead of being hit by a tractor trailer when I was 6 years old when I accidentally let him out. And it lingers with me forever and it haunts me and I'm a broken human being who will never bring joy.
Anyway, can you ask your question
Love
quick before he spirals some
people.
more?
And
Okay.
I'm just a big old sad boy.
It doesn't matter what the fuck it is, just
Yeah,
ask
I'm
it.
ready.
And like,
I'm ready.
I
I'm
was the
waiting
only
for
one who was
Brendan
able to,
to
like,
take a breath.
keep me.
It's
No,
not
the
gonna
whole point
happen.
is you
It
can't
just
let me
will
keep
not
talking.
happen. It
Yeah,
will
it's
not
gonna
happen.
stop.
All right, here's the question.
All right.
Which low-grade villain did really well, all things considered, against Black Goliath and the Champions simultaneously? Was it the Trapster, Stiltman, the Beetle,
It's Stiltman.
or Plant Man?
Stiltman. I wanted to be Stiltman, but it's not the right answer. It's probably
That was the correct answer.
Yes. Yes. I capitulated. Yeah, but it was Stiltman because I remembered that. Black Goliath fought Stiltman because
These
he
are
was
awful
tall.
questions.
They're terrible questions, but it's cool.
No,
fine.
these are really bad. They're asking what the Okay, Howard the Duck and the Defenders once fought a renegade high school teacher called the Spanker, the Whacker,
Spanker.
Count
Spanker.
Spatula,
The Spanker.
or Corporal
Spanker.
Kane.
The Spanker.
It was the Spanker, you're right.
I like Corporal King.
Steve Gerber, baby. Steve Gerber crushing it. Love that dude. You know he died only in the 60s. Oh my god, so terrible.
He died in the 60s.
Rob Liefeld will live until like 98, and Steve Gerber
He's-
died at like 62.
Oh, here's
Rob
an
is going to
interesting
outlive us all.
question. I have an interesting question.
Sure. Okay.
He made Deadpool.
Which British pop band derived their name from the title of a Daredevil story? Was it The Human League, The Teardrop Explodes, New Model Army, or Spaceman 3? Spacemen 3.
Well, the only band I like in that entire list is Spaceman 3.
You don't like The Human League?
Human League is fine. They're not as cool as Spaceman 3, which also gave birth to Spiritual Eyes. No, Spaceman 3 is awesome. They made... Okay, Spaceman 3 has the greatest title to an album I've ever heard. Taking drugs to make music to take drugs to. Beautiful chef's kiss of an album title. Because you better believe you know exactly how that was made. Yet at the same time, even though I'm going to actually say Spaceman 3, I don't know if that is actually the right answer.
You are wrong.
Okay.
It was The Teardrop Explodes.
Nope. I don't even know what part of... Nope, no clue. All right, you stumped us.
Okay, here's an
Good for you.
interesting question.
Marshall stumped us! Yeah.
Which member of the Avengers had the most consistently annoying way of talking in third person? Was it the Scarlet Witch, Mantis, Hellcat, or the Wasp? I knew this one.
All right, I wanted to say Wasp, but it's definitely
Yeah,
Mantis, because
it's
she
Mantis.
always talked about herself in third person.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That one's easy.
That was a good one. That wasn't like when I was like... Do you remember when I did that game show with like Elias and Zanin, and Elias told me that he like knows a lot? And he didn't know anything? because every question I was asking was prior to 2018.
Well.
I'm just saying, when I was 8, 9, 10-year-old, I could answer a lot of Silver Age, Golden Age questions about Marvel and DC. Because I was a little weirdo who... Anyway. All right.
Okay, here's another one.
All right,
I
here we
know
go.
the answer to this.
All right.
Who was the half-ice, half-flame tragic villain who appeared in an issue of Marvel Team Up?
Oh, I know this, but I don't.
Was
Isn't
it...
Like, no, I can see it.
Was it Azimuth,
Okay, no.
Equinox,
No.
Latitude,
No.
or Snowfire?
What? No, wait. Okay. It's such stupid names. No, I don't know any of them. It's douchey douche.
I'm gonna go after the first
I'm gonna go
one, the
douchey
first
douche.
name.
It's Equinox.
I'm gonna go
Equinox?
dumb.
I was right.
I'm
It's
gonna go
Equinox.
dumb question.
Dumb question, dumb names.
I'm gonna go dumb.
Everything about it was dumb.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Go to the next one.
Stupid. Ask
Then
a
go to
better
the next one.
question.
Stupid
Yeah.
dummy.
I'm gonna go get better, Marshall.
Okay, I know you're going to know the answer to this, but it's an interesting question for the audience.
Okay, yeah, the audience. Okay, all right. Ask the interesting question to the audience.
Hey,
All right,
wait. You know what?
audience.
Wait. When you ask a question, we're gonna wait till they chime in
Yeah. Let's,
before we get the answer.
All right, yeah. Let's sit
All
in
right,
silence.
so go ahead, ask
all
the
right,
question.
So
Ask the
ask.
question.
Okay, which of the following heroes lacks any Jewish component to their identity? Sabra, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, or The Thing?
What chat hasn't responded yet.
Yeah. We can't answer yet.
Oh.
Chat isn't answering.
How many are in the chat?
It's Hawkman. It's Hawkman. Stop! I can't do this shtick.
No, you're wrong. It's not
Moon
Hawkman,
Knight.
it's Hawkeye.
Okay.
What?
You just said Hawkman.
Oh, did you say Hawkeye?
Yes.
No. Okay. No, it's Hawkeye. It's the dude. It's the multiple question. It's the Hawkeye. Because Moon Knight, Sabra is an Israeli military person. And the Thing is obviously very Ben Grimm. He's always about his like beautiful like Jewish heritage. Whoever the hawk person is. That's the answer.
Hawkeye. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Relax. Take a deep breath.
Easy there, Max.
All right. Neurodiverse.
No, my name is Snacks. My name is Snacks.
All right. So apparently,
Snacks.
Wondar is now referred to as neurodiverse.
Stop.
He formed a friendship with which character? Howard the Duck,
Mm-hmm.
Man Wolf,
Mm-hmm.
Man Thing,
Mm-hmm.
or Dragon Man?
Mm-hmm. Man thing.
Yes. Oh, wrong. It says Dragon Man.
Okay.
I thought it was Man Thing too, though.
Because it's a Steve Gerber thing. Wondar is a Steve Gerber. Like, the real trick is you think it's Howard the Duck. But it's really... Okay, alright. I'm humble. I'm a humble man.
I think the question.
If there's
answer
one thing
is
I know,
wrong.
it's
think
that
it is
I
Man
don't know
Thing.
anything.
All right. Who were the members of the aptly named Terrible Trio who battled the fledgling Nova a few times?
Oh, wait. It was like Condor, Diamond Head, and...
2 out of 3.
Because it's not the Sphinx, because the Sphinx was his big bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was like... Oh my god, I'm totally flaking on this. The Condor, Diamond Head, and... I don't know.
Condor, correct. Diamond Head, correct. Powerhouse.
Powerhouse, that's right. He was the muscle. He was the muscle. He's dumb. Jason, did you know any of them? Jason, who loves comics.
Ask me a question.
Yeah. Okay. Now that I think about it, yeah, Jason, you answer questions.
Here we go, Jason. This is for you. Patsy
I don't know.
Walker. You probably won't. Patsy Walker used a second-hand superhero costume first worn by Betty Lee Chambers, Missy Taylor Moore, Greer Grant Nelson, or Carrie Ray Clancy.
Oh, dude, get this, please.
It's so easy.
And then bonus, what is
That person's
person's like
identity?
other name?
Right. I know both answers. Do you want me to read the question answers again? The possible answers?
Can you like negate 2 of those answers?
No.
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 Here, I'm going to let you look at the 4 so you can
Show
make
the
your
audience.
decision.
Show the half people watching.
Whoop.
Yeah. Mary Tyler Moore.
Mary Tyler Moore.
What is it?
Greer Grant Nelson. No.
We'll touch it and see if you're right.
Yes.
No, we should have. Marshall.
I don't know if that means
Now,
it's right.
yeah,
or not.
you were
Right.
correct.
Now
Oh, yeah.
answer Brandon's
Yeah.
second question.
Who did she become?
So multiple choice on this one?
No.
Shit.
Okay, I'll give you a
No
hint.
idea.
Her most prominent team that she was connected to, especially in the late 80s and early 90s, was the Avengers West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Who's on that? Wait.
No, you don't get to play this game. Like, it should be a quick... It ain't U.S. Agent. It ain't Division. It ain't Scarlet Witch. It ain't Hawkeye. It ain't Mockingbird.
It's not Moon
It
Knight.
ain't
not
Wonder
Moon
Man.
Knight.
It ain't Moon Knight. It ain't Living Lightning. It ain't Hank Pym. It ain't the Wasp. It ain't...
It's a woman.
I know.
I'll give you a hint.
Grrr.
No. Like, oh my god, what was that producer's name who made the Cat People? Oh my god, what's
Val Luton?
Val Luton. Thank you, Marshall, coming through.
Oh, I have an encyclodic knowledge of horror films.
All right, well that really helped me.
Val
I
Luton?
It's like I was
I think
flaking on. I wouldn't say Lou Fez, who's like an old school wrestling promoter, but it was Val Luton. No, it was absolutely Cat People. The Cat People.
He couldn't be making this any easier.
Who was the cat superhero?
She had a white, yellow, and black cat outfit.
Nope.
No,
Nope,
not
that's
black cat.
Hellcat.
Hellcat? Oh shit.
And it was yellow and like black and blue.
Well, yellow and black. I have no idea.
Tigra.
I said Tides.
You did not say
I
Tigra.
didn't.
No. All right, roll it back.
Clipping that.
Clip that because
I
I'll
said
tell you
Ty-
something. Someone didn't say Tigra, and it's definitely this guy.
Okay, Brendan, this question was made for you.
Okay, I'm gonna probably get it wrong then.
No, you probably will get this right. Using your best I can't even say it.
DMT. Yes, if you want to learn how to die, if you want to learn how to die, smoke dimethyltryptamine, which your pineal gland already creates when you're dying.
That's not
Pharmaceutical.
the
So
question.
if you're scared of death, smoke
Pharmaceutical.
DMT.
Using
we
your
can't.
best pharmaceutical knowledge.
Oh, by the way, it's a class 1 narcotic, and yet your body produces it naturally. So what does that say about who we are as a people? Just saying.
Read the question, please.
All right. What
You could step
substance
over him when he's doing that.
did Harry Osborn most likely freak out on?
Acid, LSD.
Is it
It was the
crystal
stupidest.
meth?
It's the
Oh, yeah,
stupidest
that even
story.
I
It's
know.
LSD. Don't even give me that.
Bad
it's LSD.
acid.
It's LSD. It's dumb.
Cocaine?
It was. Guess who never
Or
did
hashish?
Guess who never did LSD? Stan Lee, because he wrote a stupid story about how Harry Osborn freaked
That-
out.
Well, is
That was
LSD
actually-
and acid, are they the same?
They're the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
What?
Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, that was actually, I know. So those were the 3 books that
Like Surgic Diam.
those were the 3. Those were the 3.
Flicked on the D.
Disjointed? No, those were the 3 books that are not part of that weren't comic coded.
No, that's the big.
Just giving a little more trivia.
Oh,
to that.
okay.
All right, I ran out
You're
of
right.
questions.
You're right, Jason.
Let me
no.
say something
Marshall,
I
Marshall, I'm sorry. I feel bad because
Ask the next question.
Jason, you're right. I am kind of sucking the oxygen out of the life.
Okay.
So
Here we
that's
go.
something-
You're right.
Jason.
You're a very knowledgeable,
Go.
Jason,
Wait.
you're up.
smart person.
How many years was Steve Rogers trapped under the ice?
Yeah, how many years? Yeah, how many years?
You have to
50.
give him a minute.
How many years? No, from Avengers #4.
Oh, from the.
You can't take retconning. Come on, man. It's not that hard.
I don't know. From Avengers 4, I don't know.
Brendan, do you have an answer?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
66.
Oh my god.
I was close. I said 50.
66. You weren't close to anything because you didn't make an
50's
answer.
close.
No, you didn't say 50. You thought 50.
Did I say 50?
No, you thought
You
50.
did say 50.
Thank
okay,
you.
you did.
Thank you.
Yes.
I don't believe him.
That's all right. You can live on your own planet over there.
I'll live on my own planet. In the other room that no one else is in.
What's the
Because
next
nothing's
question?
cooler than when dudes look to the side constantly.
What's the next question?
Hey, Jason, because I know Brendan will know this. What is Black Panther's suit made of?
I don't know this.
Yes, you do.
No, I'm dumb.
You're not.
No,
John.
I don't know things.
Is it the adamantium like suit?
Close,
or are we
but
going
no
with
cigar.
the what's it called?
Jason, you're
Whoa,
wrong.
whoa, whoa!
No, Jason, you made the answer.
What's-
You can't
It's
ask
not
him.
adamantium.
Well, no, because there's different
No, you answered, and you said adamantium.
suits.
You said, "Is it adamantium?"
All right,
That's
go
your
on.
The
answer.
answer is vibranium.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
I never said I wanted
No.
to do a game show.
Hey! This is the game show. You're terrible at it. All
I
right.
know that's
Go on.
That's not a
These are all-
surprise.
That's what makes the game show great.
Well, these are all.
All right, can I
These
come
are
up-
all based on the movie.
All right, let me come
Oh.
up with questions. Can I come up with questions? All right.
Sure.
Maybe I can. No. That's not possible. Okay. Did everyone read Tom King's Human Target? Spoilers. All
Yes.
these questions are spoilers.
Yes.
You did. Jason, did you read
No.
Tom King's? Okay, so Jason has a terrible comic knowledge for someone who buys so many comics. Okay. Jason. This is a Jason question. Marshall can come in
If you don't get it right.
if you don't get it
Oh,
right.
I'm not gonna get it right.
What is the name of the very first person to be called Grendel?
I don't know the name. No.
All right, pass to Marshall. Marshall,
I've
who was
never
the
read
very
Grendel.
first? It doesn't matter. It's a question.
I know Matt Wagner wrote Grendel.
Okay, that's a question that I now will not ask. You could have really impressed people.
Name?
Of the first person to refer themselves as
You know, it's
Grendel.
weird. I know either the second or third. I know Hunter Rose.
Okay.
But I don't know the first Grendel.
Because it's Hunter Rose.
It was?
Yes!
I thought the first Grendel was male.
Okay, Hunter Rose is male.
Oh.
And the very first comic book produced as Grendel by Matt Wagner in the late 80s was Hunter Rose.
Oh, wow.
So why, like...
I guess I psyched myself out.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I thought Hunter Rose was the female Grendel that was like second or third to be presented.
No.
Who was that?
Oh, that was like something Lejeune or some weird French name.
Okay.
That's when the Panda Brothers drew it, when Matt Wagner wasn't drawing it.
Well, it's not bad for someone who never read the book.
Yeah, I'm impressed. That's why I'm confused, but you're like, it's not Hunter Rose, but I can't imagine.
Because I was
It is.
convinced Hunter
Yeah,
Rose
it
was
is.
female.
Christine
It is
Spar?
Christine Spar. That's the second Grendel.
Okay.
That's the female Grendel when the Panda Brothers were doing the book and all that kind of stuff. Okay, all right. Next question. Let's. How do I want to do this? Who is the Golden Age Sandman, Wesley Dodds, paramour?
I have no idea.
Who's his love interest? Who's the woman he spent his entire life with?
I have a first name
And
that's
you
coming
can't.
into my
Jason's
mind.
looking up Wikipedia, and he still can't get the answer quickly
I have
enough.
a first name that's in my head.
Give it.
Diane?
Diane.
But I don't
Yes.
know the last name.
Diane Dodd. They got married.
Okay.
It was Diane Belmont.
Wait,
And I only know that because you mentioned her
Google
earlier.
says
I
it's
did
Diane
mention that
Feinstein.
earlier. It's not Diane. Diane. Okay. Anyone a fan of the Dead Kennedys? Then you're not a fan of Diane Feinstein. Diane Feinstein is a garbage human being.
No.
All right, she is. Like, you might have done some liberal, nice things, but in the big picture, especially when you were young and you were power hungry, you ruined people's lives in San Francisco. You gave Jim Jones some of the greatest support that would later leave him to allow him to murder 1,000 people.
She had the good grace.
So,
to die too
and
late, though.
you didn't have the good graces to retire. Instead, they propped your zombie body up by your assistants.
No.
Just so you could vote Democratic. And again, I F Republicans. But yet I'm an independent. And I still hate Democrats. But I still vote Democrats because they're at least the common sense lunatic. The other group are just effing lunatics.
They did a fun weekend in Bernie's with her.
Oh, Diane Feinstein. Oh my God. Ask Jello Biafra how he feels about. Anyway, okay. Yay! Common questions. I'm gonna ask another one. Okay. Can you name the spiritual entity that escaped from heaven and impregnated themselves into Jesse Custer in the famous Garth Ennis, Steve Dillon Preacher Vertigo book? Can you name what that entity was called?
No.
The spiritual entity.
I never read
Can we talk about the TV show? Because I really like the TV
It's
show.
literally
I
the
know.
same name,
I
the
know it
entity.
is. I know. Oh.
Oh, can we talk about the
wait,
TV show? Yo, we can talk about the TV
shush.
show because it's the same stupid name. Can you get it or not?
No.
Alright, I'll give you a hint. It's named after one of the earliest Old Testament parables.
That's
Stories. One of the oldest Old Testament stories.
Eve. No.
Okay, so real quick. So there is a story in the Old Testament called Eve. Like the subtitle is called Eve 1.1. Right? Is that what we're saying? Eve.
No.
Eve.
No.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Eve is definitely a character in the story that I'm talking about. That is the name of a comic book character that neither of you can... Oh, it's Genesis!
So you know what?
It's
You know what
Genesis!
the worst part is?
It's Genesis!
The worst part is being like talked down to when you're wrong, berated. That
Brendan
is
is berating
that is
us.
the worst part. That's the part that really It gets you.
Yeah,
It does.
it does.
But Preacher, that show, I love that show, and it ended way too early. Way too early. That show had another season or two. What was it on FX? And they just went, no, we're done. We've had enough.
I'm hoping that Sandman does not have the same fate. I hope they give it the proper amount of time.
Have you seen Dead Boy Detectives?
Not yet.
Have you seen it? We broke Brendan.
We did. Break
Actually, I the first episode or two, it looks like he's frozen. The first episode too, I was like, I don't know about this. It's not bad. It's I enjoyed it. How is he doing?
Brendan, come back.